that doesn't control anything.
No, that,
A permit can always be denied.
that's not,
No,
that's
no,
not.
I go and I put a
No,
dumpster in
not
my.
Backwards, I think,
Yeah, I
Well,
put a
if you wanna
dumpster
limit
on-
it.
I put a dumpster in my yard, and I don't bother to inform the town.
This is,
And, you know, unless a neighbor complains, it could be there for a year.
Mr.
And no
Chairman.
one ever knows.
please, this is just merely a heads up that we're working on a policy. I'd like to discuss that policy with the board. I am not prepared to do so this evening, but I do not wanna have a surprise for you 2-3 weeks from now. I simply wanna give a heads up and leave it at that.
Okay, I don't wanna
I would
sound like
appreciate the
I'm,
opportunity.
Greg,
I
I don't
wanna
wanna.
make a comment
I
too,
don't
if I
wanna
could.
sound like I'm beating you up, cause I'm not.
No,
I'm just trying to understand what problem we're trying to solve.
well, I will say that there have been board members that have come to me before and requested such a permit be put in place.
If I could, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, I'm
I do just wanna clarify one thing. On the town of Reading, they have $100 dumpster fee per year per business. I don't believe they have anything on the homes, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know that, and that's done by the Board of Health. I do know that. I don't know anything about a residential. I hope I'm there when this comes up, because I could be in favor of it, Greg, as you just spoke. After, they're gonna have it more than 30 days. I mean, I don't wanna see some poor guy who's emptying out his attic, and he's gonna have it there for a week and a half, have to pay a $30 fee. But from what I'm hearing now, that's not the intent? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
This Mr.
Right.
DeColo's way, so I
Yeah.
did not have an opportunity to.
Right, okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
Greg, I'll just point out that the permit application is proposed as permit fee $30, application for temporary dumpster, not to exceed 3 months duration from the date of application. So this seems to
That's how I
suggest,
read it.
yeah,
That's how I'm
this
looking
seems
at it.
to
It's
suggest that
$30
you pay
bucks.
$30, you can have the dumpster there for up to
3 months.
3 months. Not if, you don't pay the fee to keep it there for 4 months, 5
Right.
months, 6 months.
Yeah, the application,
So
looks like
it's-
it's paid
I'm
upfront.
somewhat confused.
Sounds like a permit.
Right, because the cover letter says something different.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this looks like you're paying it up front.
See,
You've got 3 months
that
to-
would tell me that the problem he's trying to, what he's trying to solve is to eliminate extended dumpsters, because now town hall knows a date that it went on, and if it's still there after a certain date, then I don't know what they do, but
That's not
that's a different issue.
Please allow me to move on.
Okay, sure.
No.
I'm not gonna raise issues as comments that you'll report from the animal control officer, which is considered old new business. We have a memo from the chief of police concerning polling place. I would note that on the polling place, what is missing is the map.
There's no picture.
I did not expect that we would have to report this evening, what's missing is the map. So please keep in mind that the next meeting, we will put together a map or a plan. Thank you.
Okay. Old and new business, Mr. Roy.
I'll bring it later. I also had an inquiry from, someone in a, condo complex, and I guess I wasn't aware of this. The town apparently charges a hydrant fee annually for the hydrants that are on, within the jurisdiction of the condos, condo association. And it's pretty hefty, come to find out.
$520 a year.
Yeah.
We approved that.
When did we do that? I don't
It
recall.
was a number of years ago, but we did do it. When I inquired about it, then it came back to me that we did approve that.
But anyway, it seems to be pretty substantial. But I wasn't aware that it was an annual fee. And first of all, when we develop these, when these developments come about, the local boards require them to put in the infrastructure for these hydrants and the water mains and all the rest, and they also do some off-site improvements to boot. Could we find out, or get a report, find out whether or not it's an across-the-board thing for all of the condo associations, that they pay this annual hydrant fee, and what is it? And then, I almost don't like the idea.
Is it a private way?
It's a private way, because the way these things were developed, I mean, they were spot zoned in order to allow them to happen, whether it be the Thompson Club or the new 40Bs or any of these other with the Greenbrier, and they're required, once they're built, to have the infrastructure and water mains and systems in there from a public safety standpoint to install the hydrants. And then so we impose that on them. We make them maintain their own roads, their own dumpsters and trash pickup hours, and then we're charging them an annual hydrant fee for something that we require them to put in. I don't know, I guess, I wasn't aware that we were doing that, and I told this person I would find out if we're doing it across the board for all of these condos, these private associations.
We are.
And then, what is it?
Yeah.
And then, maybe we wanna talk about, I don't know how much revenue we raise from it,
I
but,
don't know.
I think, there's still residents of the town. Part of what was imposed on the development as they were done is that they had to maintain their own roads and street sweep and plow their own roads and give their own trash removals, yet they still pay taxes like everybody else.
I guess to that end, Steve, I would say that, and they also knew about this fee too. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not so sure
advocating-
when it was imposed, though. See,
I'm not advocating for or against it.
Because I don't recall when it was put in.
Yeah, but I did
I've
speak
been
to
hanging around a
Dave, and
while.
he said it's $520 per hydrant, and it's all private properties. Pay it per hydrant.
And what-
But you can confirm this with Dave.
And what do we do for the service?
Pardon?
What do we do for $520 per hydrant?
I,
And I think we
you'll
have
have
to,
to ask Dave, I just,
my guess is, I know we do an annual hydrant flushing, with the fire department and water department, but I mean, other than that, what else do we do? And if it needs to be replaced, they would have to pay for the cost of replacing it.
that I don't know, you'd have to ask.
So it's like,
Maybe not, maybe that's,
I don't know, but if you could just find out, I appreciate it. The other couple of things we already talked about, so I'm all set, thank you, Jim.
Jeff?
Yes, question, Mr. Barry-Connors, the Smith Property Access Agreement, has anything progressed on that?
That was still a work in progress. We have not had signed access agreement with the property.
And whose court is it in?
Well, it's really, the town had drafted an agreement and presented it to the landowner, and the landowner has not signed off on it.
The
Have we
landowner
requested? We have to go back and revisit it, and we haven't revisited the file. We have to go back and revisit the exact settings of the will, because there was an agreement that was drafted. It was drafted by the town's attorney. It was presented to the landowner. We had not heard back from the landowner, at least to my knowledge, since that period of time.
which landowner are you referring to?
I
The
don't
Smiths
know.
or
Forget the name.
okay, okay.
Before you go on to another subject, Greg, we had talked about just closing it off, that we couldn't come to an agreement. So maybe we should talk about closing it off to get somebody's attention. Maybe some sort of-
Well, what the town had committed to, the town had committed to having an engineering study done of those existing bridges. And, to the best of my knowledge, that will, I know that's been done. And the question is what the status of those bridges were. So, I'll go back and revisit the issue.
Thank you. And I think before my time, there were discussions about the wireless telephones, with all the employees under a separate plan, thinking about consolidating them onto one plan. Has that progressed in any way?
Not a high priority right now, so we just haven't had a time to deal with that. I know that it's been an issue that's been suggested in the past. We just have not had an opportunity to address it.
I thought that we were, well, you, I should say, because I was over there, there was a lot to be saved by doing that, if I understand correctly. Because everybody has individual phones.
I haven't seen anyone that's shown me an exact dollar amount. If someone's got a dollar amount that they've hypothesized, I'm gonna know what it is, because we haven't seen it.
I think we talked about having an outside vendor come in and offer us a proposal. And he
You
would-
talked about it
Yeah.
not long ago.
Right.
This issue has probably been addressed about 4 to 6 weeks ago, at length. At length.
Right, but I thought, if you could just stay on that, but I thought what was going to happen, you had an outside vendor that was going to come in, take a look at all the cell phones that the employees have and pager services, give you an analysis, and then we're going to go out to Verizon or AT&T and see what they could offer. So, to be quite honest, I don't know how much legwork will need to be done in-house. If you have an outside vendor that's gonna come in and collect all the data and give you a report. So, I would have hoped at this point we'd be close to the end on that. Because I would imagine individual cell phone plans and when reimbursing employees are gonna be a lot less expensive if we had one plan which everyone would be under the umbrella. I'd like just to see that get to its end stage. So we have something to look at.
And, finally, I wanna thank you, Greg, for answering all of my questions for the past couple of days. I am definitely more knowledgeable today than I was yesterday, so thank you very much.
That is,
Joe?
the sharing of that information with us.
Yeah, being it's summertime, I don't have a lot of old and new business. I did receive some communications from the same people who spoke to Mr. O'Leary and Mr. Yule. I guess the one thing I would ask, on that meeting on the 17th, could we move that up to 7:30 rather than 7? I really want to try to make as much of that meeting
Well,
as
why
I
don't we
please.
start at 7 and we'll deal with,
Okay.
just the
Okay.
standard
Okay,
minutes and things
All right.
like that. And we'll make sure that we structure the meeting. If we
Just-
don't
just-
have
just-
enough, we'll take a break.
just ask Steve what's new.
Take a
That'll-
break.
That'll take a good half
Just
hour.
call us. Call us when you land.
He talked about his day with the
Tell
motorcycle.
the pilot,
Yeah, yeah.
tell the pilot you're in a hurry and you wanna.
Bring up the motorcycle.
Want to talk about the motorcycle?
Anything else, Joe?
No, that's, no.
I have nothing this evening.
I want to, a number of things, the dog issue. I read the feedback from the animal. We're still getting calls, still getting complaints. Where we stand as a board, do we want to notify,
You're looking at me, Mr. Chairman.
You were the one.
I think we know Sean's answer.
Immediately have a show cause hearing.
Look, I was the one who closed it the last time, 2 weeks ago, so. Doesn't look like the problem's been rectified. So I would be in favor of having a show cause hearing.
Well, I think, the dog owners obviously, deserve an opportunity to present their case.
And I'm not looking to have the dogs removed. I'm not looking to do that at this stage, but I think we should have that hearing.
To some degree, it's subjective from, the reports that were made that, a dog barking for 15 minutes and 20 minutes at a time, I think is a lot. But it's so subjective in terms of, how often does this occur? Is it every day, is it twice a day?
Right.
I guess the one thing I'm not convinced of is that the owners have worked hard enough to minimize it. But when I read their response that was reported by the animal officer, they claim that they have addressed it. I think the only way we're gonna get any closure on this issue is to get everybody in the same room. Unless the parties want to agree to a private meeting somewhere to discuss it.